And good morning from the office here at the worldwide headquarters of FYNTV in LJ, Georgia. I'm your host for the day, Richie Stone, in for BKP, who is out on assignment, probably up in Blue Ridge, if I had to guess. Well, folks, where to start today? I think we once again got to start in Houston. It's just horrible what's going on over there. It's reached epic proportions. I don't think, at least in modern times, we've ever seen a flood quite like this. And to add insult to injury, it's I think their third flood like this, or not like this, but severe flooding. I think their third in 3 years. And what makes it even worse is that because of those previous floods, a lot of these folks had their flood insurance canceled. So when they say lost everything, I mean they have truly lost everything. It's going to be the kind of recovery that is not going to take weeks or months. I mean, this is the type of thing that is going to take years. And our hearts, our thoughts, our hearts, our prayers go out to everyone affected by it. Anyone who has family members. But the real heartwarming thing is if we can get that picture up of the Cajun Navy and the picture we were shown yesterday, is just seeing the folks that are out there helping. There was a clip out there where folks were lined up as far as the eye could see with their boats coming from all directions, some from West Texas, others coming from the east, and it's just sometimes they say good can come from bad. And you've got to find the silver lining in anything. It's at least that we see how big people's hearts are, and that people are willing to help their fellow man and woman. And it's just sad. But leave it up to the media. They never, as we know from the Clinton days and from Valerie Jarrett during the Obama days, the media never will let a good disaster go to waste. No, they sure won't. We saw it with George Bush when Katrina happened. Of course, we had that famous picture of George W. looking down through his airplane at the disaster area in Louisiana, and the whole "good job, Brownie" line, and essentially everything. It's accepted fact now that it was all his fault, even though the mayor, Ray Nagin in Louisiana, and the governor, I can't remember her name exactly, but she refused federal service. Ray Nagin wouldn't let the Red Cross in. It was almost like Louisiana had boxed out the federal response, almost so it could be blamed on George W. Bush, because the next year there was a big midterm, and it worked, really. That was a huge campaign talking point in 2006 when the Democrats took back Congress and Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House. So that gets me to CNN. Oh, CNN. Let's cue up number 45. We just got, this is Jeff Zeleny, and you might remember him as this guy.
Thank you, Mr. President. During these first 100 days, what has surprised you the most about this office, enchanted you the most about serving in this office, humbled you the most, and troubled you the most?
Now, let me write this down.
Jeff, what enchanted you, Zeleny? I would imagine he was probably an Obama guy, hard-hitting Jeff Zeleny. Well, let's juxtapose that to yesterday when he was on live talking about President Trump's response. Let's clear that. Let's cue that one up.
President Trump, certainly of a natural disaster of this making. He used a variety of adjectives today when he was in South in Texas earlier this afternoon. He called it epic. He called it historic. He called the response terrific. So he is praising the local response here. This is what he had to say earlier this afternoon in Corpus Christi.
You are special. We're here to take care. It's going well. And I want to thank you for coming out. We're going to get you back and operating immediately. Thank you, everybody. What a crowd. What a turnout.
So, Brianna, at least that clip there and earlier remarks that he made almost sounded as though he was coming to a small campaign rally. And that, of course, is not what he is here in Texas for. He has had a variety of serious meetings with the governor of Texas. He'll be arriving here at the State Emergency Command Center behind me just within the next several minutes or so. He's also traveling with the two Republican senators, a few members of his cabinet also on board. But, Brianna, one thing I am struck by here, seeing all the stories of emotion, all the stories of loss, of devastation still unfolding. We do not know the extent of the damage here. Very little in terms of empathy from this president, very little in terms of emotion or talking directly to the people of Texas. He's been talking about the businesses, talking about the response and his crowd, but certainly this.
Very little empathy. That's right, you heard it. So the man who was just a hard hitter with President Obama about what enchanted you about your first 100 days is now accusing the current president of having very little empathy, and went as far as to say that it was a small campaign rally. A little harsh, I think. I think anybody, no matter who they voted for, when they're going through a disaster like this, if they see the president of the United States hold up their state flag in solidarity and just see him there, that goes a long way. That shows that he's with us. He's with you. He's there, to just for morale. It's just like in war when generals would ride up to the front lines in battle. It gave the soldiers a sense of spirit. Made them want to fight, made them want to survive, made them want to push on, and the USA had it. Just seems like something that fit well for Trump to be there, and let's not pretend as if he didn't go there, as if he had not gone, what would the response have been? Would Jeff Zeleny have said he had little empathy? No, he would have said he doesn't care about the people. Wait, that's exactly what he said this time. So you get it. It's like a heads I win, tails you lose situation. Nothing he does will be seen in a positive light. And just to prove how much mileage they really want to get out of it, actually, hang on, one more I need to show you. Number 58, Jennifer Rubin. This was a headline yesterday, and we won't look at the entire article, but this lady she writes the Right Turn blog on for the Washington Post, and if you ever get a chance, look up her interview with Bill O'Reilly. It's rather interesting. O'Reilly just let her have it, but she claims to be conservative or center right, although she is nothing of the sort. I think too much time at the Washington Post probably flipped her mindset, and maybe they brainwashed her. But see what the headline: Mr. President, the flood victims should come first, not your photo op. Basically, just like Jeff Zeleny, she's accusing the president of being there just for the optics. I think I heard it several times on CNN yesterday that the president didn't go to Houston. He didn't go where the flooding is. He didn't go where all the victims are. He went to Corpus Christi, which is, of course, where the hurricane made landfall. But, heads I win, tails you lose. I mean, he can't do anything right. His justification, I thought, made sense for why he didn't go to Houston, because whenever the president is in town, I mean, those of us who lived in Atlanta remember when President Barack Obama would come to town at 3:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, what that would do to Atlanta traffic. It's an entourage, it's Secret Service, it's it's the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, it just shuts everything down. So that was probably the last thing that Houston needs right now. So it made sense to me that he would decide to go elsewhere. But he can't win. And to that point of never letting a good tragedy or crisis go to waste, we're starting to see the pivot into, wait for it, climate change. The real reason why this happened. I think we have a clip there of David Gergen, number 47. This is David Gergen, who's, by all accounts, a smart guy. He was an advisor to several presidents. I think Nixon, Reagan, Bill Clinton. Typical Washington establishment guy, but undoubtedly liberal in today's terms, without a doubt. And he said something. He was on with historian Douglas Brinkley out of Austin, Texas, who's one of the best presidential historians around. I read his books. I was made to read his books in college, and they were discussing with Don Lemon. Sorry, text message. They're discussing what's next, and can you cue up the clip?
A single storm victim, see an inch of rain, or get near a flooded street. But the day-long visit, where President Donald Trump spent far more time in the air than on the ground, gave the optics-obsessed president some of his visuals he wanted as he checked in on a government apparatus working on relief efforts and was buoyed by a roaring crowd of locals. Are the optics all that mattered for Trump about this visit, you think, to Trump about this visit?
I would hope not. I would hope he has some empathy. He has trouble talking about things besides himself, and those are the quibbles that David Gergen rightfully just pointed out. But I think overall, President Trump did a good job. He got to Corpus Christi. He's famously a germaphobe, and I did not picture him waiting.
Right, I know. All right, so that was a little bit. We got Sam's back there today. Sam and Rose. Sam's filling in as the producer. Rose running our social media stuff, and we'll get our information out there to you here pretty soon. But we love when you guys tweet us and call, text. That clip right there was a little bit more about the lack of empathy. I think an email must have gone out to everyone at CNN to be sure to drop that line. But I think we have the other point queued up if we can run that.
Deal with it.
There's hypocrisy in all of this. Of course there is. But the other part of it, when are we actually going to get serious about prevention and about being able to look forward? If you're going to cut the budget for the weather service so you can have predictive things, what are we doing? Why are we continuing to build, to let so many people live so close to the coast?
That's a very good question, and one that we should ask lawmakers, and we should demand that they listen to that. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much. When we come back, much more on the devastating floods in Texas. We'll bring you the latest information.
All right. Line of the week. How long are we going to let people live this close to the coast? I'm not a hardcore conservative Republican. I'm not like a Ted Cruz, Tea Party. I agree with a lot of what they think, but I consider myself much more of a libertarian. I'm more in the leave me alone category. And that is why people don't like liberals. How long are we going to let people live that close to the coast? Unreal. The whole idea, and we're about to get to a break here soon, but the whole notion of being an American and having liberty, to me, and I think that's how the founders even interpreted it, was that you can do whatever you want, no matter what the weather, no matter what natural disasters or anything. So when people start calling for things like this, taking away your freedom to be where you want, freedom to say what you want, do what you want, evacuate when you want, it's almost like they're taking control of your destiny rather than me being able to control my own. And that's why I think we're on the wake of we're on the brink of a revival of conservatism, of a new brand of conservatism along the lines of Reagan. We saw it with Trump, because people are tired of being made to do things. Now, that's not to say if a Category 4 hurricane with Noah's Ark style flooding is coming in, that you shouldn't evacuate. Yes, certainly he does warnings, but when you start controlling where people live, I mean, that's just unreal. So we're going to get to a break. I'm Richie Stone, in for BKP today. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Alabama Senate race and some interesting, an interesting division between President Trump and his former chief strategist. Stay with us.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win.
And welcome back to the B Block here. I'm Richie Stone, in for BKP today. Good morning from the office. Do we have that Chiron for the Samaritan's Purse for donations? I want to make sure we got that in at some point. Just looking here at Politico. Trump at war with himself over Dreamers. Trump to seize populist mantle. Trump shrieking West Wing. I tell you what, folks, this Politico is the left-wing daily hit piece on Trump. It's kind of funny. I tell you what, though, they do a good job. I read it I read it religiously, the Politico playbook. Shout out to those guys. I wanted to get in a little bit to this Alabama Senate race. I don't know how many of you guys know about this. If we get a picture, Roy Moore, Luther Strange, these are the guys going for it. Number 50, I believe. There they are. That's Roy Moore on the left and Luther Strange on the right. When Jeff Sessions was named Attorney General, he vacated his Senate seat. So that gave Governor at the time, keyword there at the time, sorry, I'm having a little trouble with the earpiece here. Governor at the time, Robert Bentley, the authority to send someone else to the Senate. So he chose, can we leave that up? He chose Luther Strange, who was the one on the right. There's Governor Bentley on the left. We'll get to him in a second. Yeah, Luther right there on the right. He was the Attorney General of Alabama. And Governor Bentley decided to nominate him. It was a little bit of a shot in the dark. A lot of people thought maybe it would be Representative Mo Brooks or Martha Roby or one of the folks already in Washington, D.C. But no, Luther Strange, and he's been there. He's already, it's kind of like Karen Handel in District 6. She won her special election to replace Tom Price, but now she's got to turn around and run again too. And then, so then there's the man on the left, Roy Moore. He was the, I want to say, Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court. I could be wrong, but I know he was on the Alabama Supreme Court. And he was the guy that he was famous over the Ten Commandments monument, I think outside the courthouse. And also, I believe he was the guy that refused to enforce the gay marriage decision during the Obama years. Well, a new poll is out, and Roy Moore is leading Luther Strange 47% to 45%, which is very close, within the margin of error. Moore was actually just endorsed by none other than former chief strategist himself, Steve Bannon. If we go to number 49, there he is. As you all know, we've talked about it here on the show that Steve Bannon has left the White House, but many regard him as the chief architect of the Trump campaign and the messaging to the populist group, the populist crowd. He was the editor of Breitbart, or CEO of Breitbart rather, or chairman, one of them. He was up there. And I don't know, it's just an interesting, because President Trump has already endorsed Luther Strange, who was the incumbent. And BKP said on this show last week that he thinks Bannon's leaving to run the campaign wing, the Trump campaign re-election wing. And I think that's true. I don't necessarily disagree with BKP on that, but this is interesting. I don't know what divides the two in their thoughts on who they endorse. And what it could be is the fact that maybe Luther Strange wasn't the guy to pick after all. If we go to number 51, that's Governor Bentley. We saw him just a second ago. And on the right, Rebecca Caldwell Mason, his chief strategist, ironically enough. Well, without getting into too many details, we've all, if you're watching the show today, I mean, you're probably into politics a little bit. And you probably know when there's a governor and when there's a much younger woman on a split screen and the governor is no longer the governor, you could probably put two and two together on why that is. Apparently some text messages were sent out, and they were picture messages, and they're not safe for work. So we'll just leave it at that. And Alabama being, the very evangelical state, arguably the most evangelical state in the Union, they weren't the voters weren't real fond of old Governor Bentley doing that. So maybe that's what's causing the split between Trump and Steve Bannon. But just the appointment of Luther Strange is strange. He, as Attorney General of Alabama, was tasked with running the investigation into the sitting governor. He was the guy who would have been involved in the impeachment proceedings against the governor. So, we've seen this in politics before historically, that sometimes the best way to get rid of a political opponent is to move them. Look at Teddy Roosevelt. The New York establishment in New York City couldn't stand the guy. So they said, hey, let's put him on the ticket with McKinley, we'll get rid of him. Now, McKinley got shot, and then, of course, Roosevelt became president, but that might have been what Bentley was trying to get at, and I don't think it's too secret of a secret there. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. That's going to be, we've got some very, very interesting primaries here in Georgia that are probably going to be the races to watch. But this one's going to be interesting too. It'll kind of give us a pulse of red state America, whether the Trump hangover exists or whether it's going to be like the Obama years and have a lack of interest in the party in power. So we'll have more on that, and we're also going to get into some Georgia state politics. We got our governor's race, and Democrats in Georgia, as they are nationally, are just completely falling apart. So we're going to get that in hour two. But for now, we're going to take another quick break. I'm your guest host for the day, Richie Stone. We will be back shortly.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. Bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
And we are back here at FYNTV World Headquarters in LJ, Georgia. It is the bottom of the hour. I am your guest host today, Richie Stone. I am in for BKP, who is on assignment up in Blue Ridge. But don't worry, he'll be back tomorrow. And also on Friday, don't forget to miss our show from Sycamore Crossing in fabulous downtown Blue Ridge. It's probably one of the neater places I've ever done a remote show. Any mayor or city council candidate in North Georgia is more than welcome to come be on the show. Contact us at chief@fetchyournews.com or give us a call at 706-889-9700. Once again, Richie Stone here. Our producer today is the awesome Samantha Cates. And of course, we have our social media coordinator, Rose, who is always on point with the tweets, with the Facebook posts, with the marketing. Really just a jack of all trades. We're building something special here. Remember, we got some big announcements coming next week. A lot of things looking up here at FYNTV. We're very excited about what the future holds, and very excited that you're with us right now. Wanted to get to a little bit of local stuff here. Obviously, with the hurricane and the flooding in Houston, a lot of stuff has kind of gone under the radar, but there's a local story in our footprint here in North Georgia in Woodstock that is getting a lot of getting a lot of buzz, at least in North Georgia. I know we have a picture. We'll get to it in just a second, but let me tee it up first. So there's a preschool / daycare center that went on a field trip just so they could learn about Annie Oakley and cowboys and that sort of thing. And several pictures actually got out. If we have that, I think it's number 52. Yeah, there they are. First graders holding pistols. Apparently the kids were allowed to shoot the guns, and people went nuts, as you can probably imagine. The teacher was kind of, had her feet to the fire over this, and now I think I heard this morning. I'm going to look it up real quick. But I think I heard this morning the school was actually shut down. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of out of control because it's a private school, so whether they want to do this or not, it just shouldn't be an issue. Here we go right here. This is from WSB, their reporter Carl Lewis. He says,
"You think this is the only Mercedes?"
Oh, there's an ad. We'll get back to that in just a second. But the outrage machine is in full force, but not from your usual suspects. And it's interesting here how we live in such a connected age where outrage is worldwide. So something that would have normally been a local issue or something that up here in LJ, we may not even have heard about it, even though it's just down the road in Woodstock. But oh no. Thanks to our buddy Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and the invention of the comments section, this thing has gone viral. And people are chiming in all over the country. This is wrong. They shouldn't do this. Children should never have guns. And, of course, you got the whole anti-Second Amendment crowd that doesn't want guns anywhere, any place, ever. Probably not even more. They probably want everybody to get pikes and, fight like the Romans did. But it goes back to the David Gergen point, where people want to start living their life or controlling how you live your life and how you raise your children, how you speak, how you go about your day, where you live. It's just frustrating. It's just another reason why people don't like liberals, because people in general don't like being talked down to. People don't like being being told by someone else that they can't operate within their own God-given rights and liberties. And that's what the Constitution says. I mean, the Second Amendment is the second one for a reason. And we can get rid of that picture if you want. But it's just weird to look at these kids holding pistols. It's like a horror movie. But, I personally, I'm not really a gun owner. I have a shotgun that my dad had when I was a kid, and I still own it. But, I didn't grow up going to firing ranges or shooting assault rifles, but I didn't mind the people that did. I mean, I never thought twice about it, because I was always told, even in school back then, believe it or not, even though they'll never tell you this today, but I was always told that, hey, this is the Second Amendment. I mean, the Constitution's a real thing, and it's the second one, right after free speech. And for people to come down on this poor teacher and call, give her death threats and, call upon her to, never be around children again, basically equating her to child abuse, is just unfathomable to me in a supposed free country. Why wouldn't we want kids to shoot guns? As long as it's okay with the parents, right? But why wouldn't we want them to learn gun safety? Why wouldn't we want them to learn how big of a deal it is? That's one thing I remember of my father when I was a kid. Like I said, I didn't grow up going to the gun range or going to shooting at trees or anything like that. It kind of was in the city. But he showed me the gun, and that was the one thing that I was never, ever allowed to touch. Never, ever. It was just understood, because, he instilled what the importance of it was. And even if I'd had the opportunity to fire it, I think it still would have been the same. And you see these mass shootings, and you see things that happen elsewhere in the world and in the country, and the knee-jerk reaction, just like with the hurricane, among liberals, is there's always got to be a solution. There's always got to be something we can go march for to fix this problem, to make sure it never happens again. And that's something that the framers always the framers took hold of when they made our country, is that you can't solve every problem. The best way to go about life and to go about society and to have a thriving civilization is to, number one, ensure that people have personal responsibility for themselves. Don't worry about your neighbor. Don't worry about the guy who works in the other department. Worry about yourself and get your own job done. And then that way, it will set an example for other people to do the same, especially if you're in a position to be a superior. Lead by example. And that's how society is too. And that when we start regulating others and having people got shot, well, the answer must be, let's take guns away. If that keeps happening, it's a slippery slope. Oh, David Gergen, let's not let people live on the coast anymore. I mean, at what point will we just not even be able to leave our house? At what point will we be living in the Matrix? Maybe we already are. I don't know. That's definitely red pill, blue pill, right? But it's I don't know where to, because I do see the point in not wanting your kids at a gun range. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there was that horrible story a few years back where the poor girl, some guy had his daughter or son, like 5 years old, shooting an Uzi. It's like a machine gun, and I don't mean to laugh, but the thought of how outrageous that is. And I think she couldn't handle it, and either killed herself or killed the gun instructor. That's one thing, and I completely understand why people would be outraged at that. But then again, personal liberty, controlling your own life. If the parents want their child to go there, and and also the gun instructor agrees to teach a kid how to shoot an Uzi, then sometimes you get what's coming, and it sounds cold, but it's the truth. Would I let my child go shoot weapons at a gun range? No, I don't think so. But that's just my personal choice. And for these people to come after this poor teacher who is, number one, a teacher at a private school. It's not a government school, not regulated by the government. You don't have tyrants down the road telling her what to do and regulating it all. It's a private school that the parents were aware of. Then there's no story here. It's a non-story, and it's just sad what the world's coming to over that. It won't be long before the Constitution itself is gone. But anyway, we're going to take another break. We'll be back to wrap up the first hour. I'm Richie Stone in for BKP today. Stick with us.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Bannon County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
And welcome back. I'm Richie Stone, and today for BKP, who's up in Blue Ridge on an assignment. Pretty good assignment. I think everybody's going to be pretty impressed with what he's got going on up there. Speaking of Blue Ridge, we're going to be there Friday morning. Hope you guys can come out from Sycamore Crossing. We love going up there to see our friends. Going to have the All-Star panel, Pet of the Week, the whole 9 yards. It's a nice little getaway for us. Final segment here for the 8 o'clock hour. I heard this on the way in on the radio. Apparently, the film industry, the Hollywood box office, has had its lowest sales since 2006, 11 years ago. And which is interesting because in 2006 tickets were a lot cheaper. I mean, they've hiked prices, they've inflated movie prices, ticket prices to get into the box office to kind of mask the fact that people aren't going to the movies anymore. And we have I think we have a screenshot, and that it's not, box office numbers created a worst weekend since 2014. That was last weekend. Broadway sales, even Broadway, down 7% in late summer slowdown. And then the one we were just mentioning, summer box office suffers historic decline in the U.S. That's from the Hollywood Reporter. So why is this? What causes this? That other than baseball, going to the movies is one of the greatest American pastimes around. I mean, we can all, those of us of a certain age can remember as children on a hot summer day going to the movies to get out of the heat, beat the heat, watch whatever blockbuster was coming out. Summer was prime time. The term summer blockbuster. I remember as a kid getting Entertainment Weekly, and one of my favorite issues was the double issue that came out in April or early May about the summer box office, and it was scheduled out, and the summer blockbusters coming out, and what was going to be huge, and like movies like The Patriot and the movie about the guy when the ship sinks with Mark Wahlberg, The Perfect Storm, and those movies came out like 2 weeks apart. I mean, it was good action, and it was the thing to do. And there's conflicting opinions on why this is happening. Obviously, our digital age has changed a lot. I mean, heck, I'm talking to you right now online. I'm in a studio where I don't even need to have satellites, like it used to be. We've got people that have gotten huge on YouTube, doing their own series, doing their own original content. People live at home and have their flat screen TV on, with a smart TV or a Google Chrome or what have you, and they can get on Netflix, or they can get on Hulu, or the HBO Go and all that. And so much original content these days is direct to home. It's not like when I was a kid, you had to go to Blockbuster if you wanted to watch a movie at home, and if you were lucky, you'd have it back on time, and they wouldn't charge you an arm and a leg in late fees or non-rewind fees. Remember, please be kind, please rewind. But I think the decline in box office sales is bigger than that. I think the underlying issue is certainly technology. I mean, just ask Kodak cameras how they're doing right now. I mean, technology is going to phase everyone out. But the real problem for Hollywood, and I think they're in denial a little bit, is how political they are. Remember during the Obama years, I mean, it was just nonstop of support and and calling for guns to go away. I mean, they were really the mouthpiece of the Democrat agenda, the liberal agenda, if you will, which makes sense if you really think about it, because President Obama and also Hillary Clinton, their biggest donors were from Hollywood. They were in California getting their money. I mean, I think like half of all of Obama's donations were Hollywood funded. And because of that, he took up their agenda by and large. Marriage equality was a huge issue out in Hollywood. And although he was against it, he was eventually, for it. And, that was something that I think they really pushed him on. And, they're very anti-Second Amendment, very, very anti-populist America. One of my favorite quotes from the show Entourage, Super Agent Ari Gold talking about flyover states and wanting to have a huge premiere, so soccer moms in the flyover states can take their kids out to see movies. And that's gone because of technology, and because people can watch House of Cards or Ozarks or Bloodline on Netflix at home on actually a really big screen that looks just as good as a movie screen. Why would people go spend their money to go into the pockets of people that they think hate them? Because I'll be honest with you, I've worked in the film industry, went to film school. My professor is one of the 5 people that had the biggest impact on my life. I love her, love her to death. But she was very, had that Hollywood mentality. A lot of my classmates did, and a lot of people I've worked with since in the music industry do. And they're fine people. They're some of my best friends and mentors and teachers. But as someone who's around conservative America often, I could see the resentment, and I don't think they necessarily even realized they were doing it, because they're all, the so-called bleeding hearts. They love people. They're compassionate. They want the best for everyone. They want equality, which is, hey, I do too. Like I said, I'm a libertarian. I'm all for marriage equality, all of that. But it's kind of the, for lack of a better word, arrogance about it all, and the idea that they know better. It's kind of a theme we're developing here. David Gergen, we can't let people live near the coast. Woodstock, Georgia, we can't let kids be around guns, even though it's a private school and the parents knew about it. So Hollywood's got the same problem. Nothing was funnier than when Trump won, and they were just all shocked, could not believe it. Like this was not supposed to happen. This was not part of the plan. We had Katy Perry play a concert with Hillary. We had Lady Gaga in North Carolina the night before the election. Beyonce and Jay-Z packed out Philadelphia with Bruce Springsteen. How could these idiots not vote for us? And therein lies the issue. Because thanks to Twitter, back to the technology thing, thanks to Twitter and Facebook, their feelings are out there. They're on Front Street. We see it. And then when the Electoral College was going to meet, and there were these ad campaigns, targeting specific Electoral College voters not to vote Trump. I mean, it's just insane. And I don't think they realized that they were driving away business. They were driving away the people in those flyover states that pay to watch movies, because they have options now. And when half the country thinks you hate them, why on earth would they pay $12 to go to a movie? Why would they spend $50 to take their kids to a movie? So the economics of this make it believable that this is happening. I believe it 1,000%. Well, that's going to do it for the first hour. We're nearing the top of the hour. We will be back at 9 o'clock. I'm Richie Stone filling in. Stick with us.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win, win.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. I bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Notice anything different about me? All right, so it is the top of the hour here at FYNTV World Headquarters in beautiful Ellijay, Georgia. You see it there behind me. One of my favorite shots. That is the Catholic Church here, and some other of the buildings. I think that's 1907, maybe, on the other end. I'm your guest host today, Richie Stone. I'm in for BKP, who is on assignment in Blue Ridge. He's got a good one brewing. Some stuff that's really, I think, going to make some news on our website, fetchyournews.com. That's where all of our print goes, all of our stories. We have reporters all over North Georgia. We are the exclusive news service for the North Georgia footprint. We're locked in. So whenever anything happens, we are the place to go. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, last day of August. We got Sam and Rose back there. Sam, how are you doing today? I'm good. It's nice to fill in for BKP. Can you believe it's September already? Coming up on it. I know September's a big month for Rose, right, Rose?
No.
No? I thought you had a big event coming up this month.
Big event. Oh! Gosh, I guess I'm going to have to go back to Brian yelling at me, telling me to pay attention. Yes, we do have a big event coming up. Coming Tuesday. Watch. It's going to be a big reveal.
I gotcha. I think Rose is also getting married in September, which is pretty big. Let's see, what is this? Oh yeah, Friday we will be at Sycamore Crossing in Blue Ridge. That's our Friday show. We love going there. We have some wonderful friends there. The doctor will be there taking your questions if you want to tweet those in, or email chief@fetchyournews.com, or you can call us 706-889-9700. If you're out there watching the show, send us a line. Let us know you're watching. Let us know what you think. I know I'm the rambling man, but don't worry, Brian, or BKP, I'm sorry, will be back tomorrow in his regular spot. So for the 9 o'clock hour for this A block, I wanted to get to the big race we have coming up here in Georgia. We will have a new governor come 2019, and the race is shaping up to be rather interesting. Now, to go back a little bit, to the last time we had an opening for this seat was 2010, when Governor Sonny Perdue, now Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue, was term limited, and we had a wild race where Governor Deal, Representative Karen Handel, she was Secretary of State, had been Secretary of State at the time, former Insurance Commissioner John Oxendine, and others all competed in a wild primary that Karen Handel won, and then went on to the runoff and lost to Governor Deal by I think like 500 votes, if not less. I want to say there was even a recount. This year this coming cycle might be even crazier, because we've got some well qualified candidates and some well groomed candidates, to say the least. Chief among them, our current Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle. His chief opponent will be current Secretary of State Brian Kemp. These guys have been at the Capitol. Kemp has been Secretary of State for the last 8 years, been in charge of all of our elections. Casey Cagle has been, I want to say, the longest serving Lieutenant Governor. Zell Miller might have also been Lieutenant Governor for 12 years, but Lieutenant Governor Cagle has served with Sonny Perdue in his second term, and then both terms with Governor Deal. And like Governor Deal, Cagle is from Gainesville. Secretary of State Kemp is from Athens, and he has a nice infrastructure there. And then the other two guys, and this is where it's going to get interesting, because in a primary race, anything can happen, especially when there's at least 4 candidates. We have State Senator Hunter Hill, who I've had the chance to get to know a little bit over the last couple of years. There's Hunter. He's a West Point guy from Atlanta. I know the Atlanta Young Republicans. He's really involved with the Atlanta Young Republicans, who, I know they'd kill me if I didn't say this, the largest young Republicans group in the country in Atlanta. And that's kind of where his base is. He's a West Point guy, former military officer, been in the state Senate for a while, checks all the boxes off. He's certainly formidable. I'm sure veterans will be open to him. And then we have another state senator, Senator Michael Williams, who is from Forsyth County, Cumming area. There's Michael. Had the chance to meet him for the first time a couple weeks ago at an event featuring South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy. And Michael's a nice guy, sharp looking. He's always dressed well. Largely self-funding his campaign. When he got to the Senate, he primaried Senator Murphy, who had been, God, I don't know, since the 90s had been the senator from the Cumming area. And Williams ran a self-funded campaign to primary Murphy and beat him. And it was kind of a shock. It was one of those off years where a little bit of a Tea Party anti-establishment wave. And it's rare in Georgia for an incumbent state lawmaker to lose unless they have some sort of scandal or arrest or or they get chased down by Lori Gary out the door, like our former state Senate Majority Leader did. Williams is gonna be an interesting guy. He made his money in the barbershop business. He owned a chain of, I want to say, Great Clips or Hair Cuttery, one of those franchises, and he sold that off to run and has really funded his own deal. He was the first state lawmaker to endorse Donald Trump, and he's ridden that wave all the way through. Now, whether that'll translate into an endorsement from Trump himself, I'm not sure, because I don't know that he's even been in the game long enough to be governor. But he's another one of the state senators. We can pull up the picture of Lieutenant Governor Cagle. There's Casey Cagle. Full disclosure, I will be supporting Lieutenant Governor Cagle. I have a lot of friends that work for him. I've spent the day with him. I had the chance. One of my first real breaks in this business in 2013. I had the chance to follow him and another state senator around as a photographer. That's what I did before this. I was a photographer, and just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. One of the most wholesome. You meet him once and you feel like you've known him forever, kind of guy. And that's what his message is right now. And that he's stable. He knows what's going on. He knows how the state works. He's been in the state Senate for years prior to becoming lieutenant governor, and then for the last 12 years has run the Senate as the head of the Senate, controlling the agenda, getting things passed through. He's a guy that knows what it's like to make a tough decision. And so many times in life, we have the Monday morning quarterbacks. We have the folks that love to criticize things, just like we saw with Jeff Zeleny from CNN on President Trump earlier. No empathy, didn't handle it well, whereas if he had not gone to the Texas coast, they would have killed him on that. Heads I win, tails you lose kind of thing. And Lieutenant Governor Cagle is, I think, immune to that in a sense, where he understands the principle of there's no worse action than inaction. And being decisive is the greatest quality of leadership. And his opponents are politicians that haven't necessarily been, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this, but his opponents are guys that have always been looking to move up. And that's not to say Lieutenant Governor Cagle isn't, because his track record shows it, but he's a stable voice. When he was first elected in 2006, I believe, 2006 for Purdue's second term, it was the same year that the Democrat wave overtook the country. It was the same year that Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House. So if you think about it, he has been leading our Senate from that through the Obama wave of 2008 and the Obama coalition, the congressional wave that happened that year, to the Tea Party revolution of 2010, to the primaries of 2012, re-election in 2014, Republicans coming back in power nationally. And Lieutenant Governor Cagle really is a guy that's seen it all. And that's what led me to my endorsement. The personalities are great. You can be the greatest guy in the world, but if you can't lead, I won't vote for you. Just like if you're a jerk and you can lead, then I'd vote for you. Just look at Donald Trump. But the reason why I think he would be great for us is that he's seen it all. A lot of people don't realize is that the film tax credit that's been wonderful for our state economy happened during his first term with Governor Perdue, and Governor Deal gets a lot of credit for it, as he should. Full disclosure there. Governor Deal has been a wonderful governor for our state economy, but when Georgia, as far as Georgia becoming the #1 place to do business, it was a series of infrastructure, a series of they laid the groundwork during the Perdue administration as the Republicans took over the state house and took over the governorship, and Cagle played a big part of that, quite frankly. And I don't know if he necessarily gets the credit he deserves for that. And also, the work he has done with our technical schools, and he has grown our technical schools program by leaps and bounds. It's amazing. If you look over in North Fulton, what Gwinnett Tech's done, expanding over there. You look at, shout out to David Evans down in Tifton at Moultrie Tech, a good family friend of mine. Just the way that place has grown since 2006. I mean, it's just very a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't necessarily see every day by the guys that bring their lunch pail to work, blue collar attitude. Cagle was a small business guy, started his own tuxedo shop, worked his way up. Really has a phenomenal story if you ever get the chance to hear him. And I think the runoff is going to be between him and Brian Kemp. Can we get Brian Kemp up there? And the reason Kemp, I think, is going to be the most formidable opponent is, number one, as Secretary of State for the last 8 years, he's been on the statewide ballot with Lieutenant Governor Cagle. People know his name. And by and large, I mean, he's done a wonderful job as our Secretary of State, running our elections, especially this last one, because I'm actually working on a package that we're going to get into, probably show next month, an investigation we've been doing about the breach of our electoral system just before the 2016 general election, and he caught it. Brian Kemp's guys, the guys and girls that over there at State, they caught it, they acted, they made sure everyone knew about it, and they maintained our integrity. He also voter ID law. He was a big proponent of it, got it passed, kept it moving as far as executing it, and then they do a lot of the film industry stuff too. They're I think they're it's all under their umbrella, the Gaming Commission, that kind of thing, and our state government works great. It's a great problem to have. I mean, thank God we're not California, right? So as far as the election goes, the other aspect of Brian Kemp that may give him a shot to sneak into that runoff, he's the only guy that hasn't been in the Senate all these years. The other three guys, Hunter Hill, Michael Williams, Lieutenant Governor Cagle, they're all Senate guys. They're in the Senate every day. They have a voting record that is out there. I mean, it's open. It's an open record, and for the most part, they all voted together. As Republicans usually do. I think there were a few things where they were split, but Secretary of State Kemp has the distinct advantage of not being there. So you could probably be able to take any kind of vote that the other guys did and use it against all three of them, especially on a debate stage. And he's also got a lot of infrastructure in South Georgia. The Athens base, a lot of money. Even though Lieutenant Governor Cagle was just lapping everybody in funds raised. But it's going to be fun to watch. I think that this primary is going to be a race outside of 285, or really outside of Metro Atlanta, the entire metro area, and it's going to come down to winning counties like Gilmer. It's going to come down to winning counties like Ben Hill and Jeff Davis and Tiff down in southeast Georgia. It's going to be, for political junkies like me, like BKP, it's going to be very fun to watch, and the polling is going to be very fun to monitor and delve into, because voters are locked in, and it's going to be interesting to see if the turnout machine is going to be like it was for Trump, or if it's going to be like it was with the other statewide elections in the past. So, who knows what's going to happen? But my prediction, you heard it here first. We're very early. I think it's going to be Brian Kemp and Lieutenant Governor Cagle. But you never know. Hunter Hill is an appealing guy. He has the resume, and you can't count him out either. I'm running late. We're up on a hard break here. When we come back, speaking of predictions, you know what time it is, right? It is time for the return of college football. And that might as well be a national holiday to us here in Dixie. So I'm going to go into that a little bit. I'm going to tell you who I'm liking, who I think's got a chance. We'll talk about the local teams. So come on back. I'm Richie Stone filling in for BKP this morning here on FYNTV. Stay with us.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. I bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
And welcome back. I'm your guest host this morning, Richie Stone. You're in for BKP, who is on assignment up in Blue Ridge, which is where we will be Friday for the show. BKP will be back and better than ever up at Sycamore Crossing, right there next to Tupelo Tea. All the other wonderful little shop stores, mixed-use development right there. Doctor will be there. The All-Star Panel, Pet of the Week. The usual Friday fun. So don't miss that. That's going to be great. Sam and Rose will both be there. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us, chief@fetchernews.com, or call and text at 706-889-9700. And you also see our Twitter links up there. Let us know what you think. We're pretty excited about what we have going on here. This has been a special year for FYNTV, and it's only going to be better in 2018 as we close out the final couple quarters of this year. Tomorrow is September 1st. Hard to believe we're already in the 9th month of the year, final quarter, in the 4th quarter, as they would say. That means only one thing around these parts, and that is the return of college football, which is, essentially a national holiday. It never fails. My best friend, who is just a rabid LSU fan, his family's from Louisiana, and I try not to hold it against him, but sometimes it's tough. But I look forward to that phone call. I mean, he's he's a professional guy, so he has to get up early in the mornings, during the week. But it's not, he's kind of miserable. I'll give him a call. Hey, how are you? Good. On my way to work. And on Saturdays he'll probably sleep in. But when football season starts, he calls me at 8:30 sharp Saturday morning, saying, "Happy game day, buddy. Happy game day. The time has come." I mean, it's just, it's like the old saying goes. I mean, it's kind of like a religion, and it relates to Southern culture in a way that few other things can. I think one of my favorite examples is how our baseball team, the Atlanta Braves, has you never hear about this, but the Braves have the largest radio network, radio reach of any sports franchise, I want to say, in the world. The term Braves country extends from South Carolina in the east all the way to Louisiana in the west, all the way south to Orlando, all the way north to Virginia, I want to say all the way up to Richmond, and I think parts of Kentucky can even hear the games. Tennessee, obviously, Braves country. And it's almost like an outline of if you were to say the South, other than Texas, I mean, that is the South. And it's Braves country. But if you look deeper into Braves country, it shows you another duality, if you will, of the Southern thing, to quote a Drive-By Trucker song, in that we're united on some things, but we're so united in our own independence that you can break that down to certain levels where you have your state pride, you have your county pride on Friday nights, your community pride on Friday nights, and then your school pride, your university pride, and your state is kind of your flagship institution kind of serves as that representation of your state. And you go to war every Saturday with other teams in the region, and it's for bragging rights, it's for it's religion, and it gets going this Saturday. And obviously I'm just fired up. I mean, it's when I was in college, I was a student assistant on the coaching staff down in Valdosta, and that was one of the funnest times of my life, because although we weren't Division I, we were good, and living that, breathing that, seeing that, the grind, the amount of work that goes into it, just taught me a whole lot about life, as football can do. For a former player, anybody who's ever been involved with it knows that. It teaches character, what to do when others aren't looking, and it's just the most wonderful time. And I'm gonna get some picks to you. We're gonna go over some schedules, talk about the Georgia Bulldogs, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Both have big games this weekend, and then of course here locally, the big Alabama Florida State game at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Arthur Blank's new palace. It's just excited. I mean, I can't wait, as you can tell. So we're gonna let's see, what is okay. Yeah, we're nearing the bottom of the hour here. Keep in mind, we don't want to forget the folks out there on the Texas coast. Props to the Cajun Navy, the Texas Armada, the folks that have shown up to help. We talk about how with football starting, it's war between states and war between schools, and divides the South. But this is just a prime example of the folks coming out there to help those in Houston, that at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and we're all in this together, and it's moving to see. If you want to donate, I know we've been talking about some stuff here that we're going to do as an organization to kind of help the relief. And as we said before, this is going to be the kind of thing that takes months, if not years. And anything you can do now, anything you can do later, is just just going to be huge. Samaritan's Purse is the charity that we're recommending. If you want to reach out to them, I think we have a banner. Yeah, there they are. SamaritansPurse.org. You can go to that specific link, /disaster/hurricane-Harvey, or just go to their main page. I'm sure there's links all over the place. We're going to catch a break here at the bottom of the hour. I'm your host, Richie Stone, in for BKP. Stick with us. We're going to get into the Great Democrat Divide. The Politico article that came out yesterday talking about how Democrats are almost at war. You know, if you watch the mainstream media, you'd swear that it's all the Republicans that hate each other. However, I've never seen a party, I've never seen the Democrats this divided. Perhaps historically, this is the biggest division they've had since 1860, which is saying a lot. We're going to get into that stuff. Come back, join us, stick with us. See you shortly. Take us a break, Sam.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
This summer, nothing says love like a box of truffles, especially if that box of truffles is in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. Fudge, caramel, and peanut butter. It's like a surprise in every bite. Bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
You're cute.
Still got it.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Welcome to Dairy Queen.
Enjoy a $1 Misty Slush and more.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
All right, and welcome back. It is August 30th. I'm your guest host this morning, and for BKP here on Good Morning from the Office, live from FYNTV World Headquarters here in beautiful LJ, Georgia. I'm here with Sam, our producer, and Rose, our social media director. They're back there in the control room trying to make me look good. I doubt. I mean, that's an uphill battle, so I don't know. But they're doing a great job back there. It is 9:38 a.m. Got 20 minutes left of the show. Keep in mind, BKP will be back tomorrow, and we'll be in Blue Ridge on Friday at Sycamore Crossing. Always a fun time, so come out and join us if you want. If you want to get in touch with the show, our number should be up there here in a second. Sorry, I just throw these. I kind of throw them at Sam. She's good at this though. She's been doing this a while. She gets up there quick. There it is. Our number 706-889-9700. Shoot us a text or give us a call. Let us know what you think. You can email us chief@fetchernews.com, or comment on Facebook, comment on our YouTube video, and while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's kind of the central station for FYNTV. That's where all of our live feed broadcasts are sent out. So make sure you subscribe, sign up for the notifications so you never miss anything we do. We had a good time last night at Circuit World in LJ, East LJ rather. We were there with Coach Weingard and Coach Flowers from Gilmer County, the Bobcats, for Bobcat Turf Talk. I think that's what we're calling it, Gilmer County Turf. Sam?
Gilmer Turf Talk.
Gilmer Turf Talk, excuse me. Good guys. We had a wonderful conversation. It's a tough season for them boys this year, but they seem loose. Sam, I know you saw a little bit of it. Did you think they were pretty loose, all things considered?
Yeah, Coach Wingard's really focusing on keeping them positive and getting them to come back out each quarter with instead of getting down on what they didn't do correctly, to come back out with positive vibes and fight harder.
That's what I thought. I thought he, I don't know. Did you hear the story where he said they had a kind of a heart-to-heart? Whoever wants to walk out the door can walk out.
No, I missed that part.
He got to it towards the end, and I thought it really reflected wonderful leadership. I I really feel for him. Having been in the business a little bit, not as a head coach or anything, but just being around a football office every day, being around the grind, and it was tough, and we won. We were good. I can't imagine having to show up with a team being bad, and really it's not even his fault. He's first year head coach, first full season. He was the interim coach last year, and that's just an uphill battle, trying to get interest in the program, trying to get the kids to believe in it, and really build something special. Get the offense and the terminology down, and really build from the bottom up. But I think he's the guy to do it. I know his coordinator, Coach Flowers, he and I know a lot of the same folks from being in the coaching profession, and they're definitely the right guys. I just hope they get the chance to see it through, because I think good things will be coming, especially as Gilmer grows. And they have the athletes, they have the numbers. It's just going to be a matter of time and building. But like you said, Sam, he seems like he's a leader, and I thought he was loose and really preached the whole the whole concept of positivity and finding things you can build on. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go but up sometimes, and I think the Bobcats are doing that. They're going to be on the road at Cedartown this Friday. It's going to be a long trip. Hopefully things will go well. Their Coach Flowers said that it's going to click eventually, and when it does, he feels bad for whoever it is they come up against. So on to politics. Back to politics and our favorite friends from the Democrat Party. Interesting article in Politico yesterday. I think we have that, Sam, number 57. This picture of Nancy Pelosi, Charlottesville fallout divides Democrats. And the reason I bring this up is from a political standpoint, strictly political. I do not want to argue the merits of Antifa versus what's the Democrats' talking point? White supremacists, the alt-right, and the KKK. I always think of that guy, Zach, the bald guy that's on Tucker Carlson all the time. But I don't want to get into the issues of it all, because we all know what happened. We know who was who, and we know everyone has their own stance, and it's it's a tough subject to even argue. But strictly from a political perspective, and from the strategy of it all, the Democrats thought they had a home run. They were able to, what they say, flip the script, like Bunny Rabbit in 8 Mile. They flipped the script on the populist message and really were able to drive home the label that they've labeled Donald Trump with since the election. That he's just this racist, deplorable man. Now, that opened the door for the Democrats to play a little offense. But when we look at the residual effects of that 2016 election, so much of it, and for good reason, is focused on Trump, just because of what he was able to do. The guy said, hey, I'm a Republican, and I'm going to go against all these senators and governors, 16 of them, and he beat them all. And then he knocked out, the giant that is Hillary Clinton. But what goes forgotten is just how divisive that primary was for the Democrats, Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton, and how that party was divided, basically in half, and how the hangover of that affected the general election. Because, they'll tell you that this wasn't the case, but the fact remains that people didn't turn out for Hillary Clinton like they did for Barack Obama. And I think personally it had a lot to do with voter apathy. They weren't excited to vote for him. Heck, some even voted for Donald Trump. especially this populist wing that liked Bernie Sanders. I think they saw more in Trump than they would have ever seen in Hillary. Hillary was more of a war hawk Republican. If you really, if you didn't have the letter next to the name and you just looked at what they believed in, you would swear that Lindsey Graham, John McCain, Hillary Clinton were one and the same. Which gets me back to the Charlottesville, and the fallout divides the Democrats. And what they're getting at, the party is wrestling with how much to focus on Confederate statues or racially tinged issues at all. AKA, translation, where do they go with the future of identity politics? Because it isn't working. They have suffered historic losses at the state level, at the governor's level. Republicans control 66 of 99 state houses, and they have super majorities, and I want to say it might be over 30. I mean, it's a red country, and Democrats seem to be doubling down, especially after Charlottesville, thinking that, okay, we finally got it turned, and we're going to be able to use this against them, use it against Trump. We're momentum for 2018, despite the fact that the special elections we've seen thus far show no indication that that's going to be the case. And when it comes to Confederate statues, and like I said, I don't want to get in, the issues of who was who and what they believed in that. We'll save that for another day. But from a strictly political, strategic standpoint, and we know Democrats love to, they're the kings of focus group polling, that kind of thing. What they're running the risk of is alienating more people that are Democrats, especially in the South, old Democrats, old money Democrats, Southern Democrats, outside of your urban areas, who, to them, especially family names that have been, that are still around, a century and a half later, those statues mean family members. It's a totally different dynamic. And whether it's right or wrong, that's for every individual themselves to decide. But as far as the risk involved, the Democrats risk alienating those who see this as a local free speech issue, and people that see it as a divisive issue. And we've already got here in Georgia the Democratic primary between Stacey Evans and Stacey Abrams. One is a white female, the other is a black female, both Democrats, both in the state house. Stacey Abrams was the House minority leader from the minority party. Both excellent women. I've had the chance to meet them both. Very nice. They've been around a while. They know the game. But we have Abrams calling for Stone Mountain, which is about 10 miles from where I grew up, the carving to be sandblasted off the mountain, which I'd hate to see. I'd hate to see how that bidding process went, or how they contracted that out if that was ever to happen. State law prevents it, so it probably won't happen. And Stacey Evans is a former teacher, very big on education, and she was actually shouted down at a progressive event in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. And she's kind of a lockstep in with the national party, but there's a clear divide there. And going back to our conversation earlier about the governor's race coming up, this divide that the national Democrats are speaking about in that picture that we put up earlier is the same as what's happening in Georgia. I mean, it's a trickle-down effect. Those who vote for Abrams and those who vote for Evans, the Democrats as a whole risk losing one or the other depending on who wins. And especially if you have a candidate like Lieutenant Governor Cagle, who's kind of a guy that rallies all around him, can pick up independents, can probably pick up people from another party. That's a huge risk. And we're coming up on a hard break, so I can't get into it as much as I'd like to. We'll get to it another day. But when you think of Nancy Pelosi and the national Democrats as a whole, and the message that's coming out, the talking points that come out, it's rather interesting because I want to say let me see if I can find this quote. Something about, Nancy Pelosi believes that the statues of all Confederate battle heroes should come down, something along those lines. But if you look at, this is her dad, Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., who was the governor of the mayor of Baltimore from 1947 to 1959. He was also in the House of Representatives from Maryland's 3rd District from 1939 to 1947. Before that, he was on the Baltimore City Council, member of the Maryland House of Delegates, a lifelong politician. Died at the age of 84 in 1987. Now, in 1987, the world was a different place. That's actually the year I was born. And for a Democrat from Maryland in 1987 and a Democrat from Baltimore, Maryland in 2017, you're talking about two different issues. And her dad, when he was in the House of Representatives, that's 39 to 47, that was when the South was still the solid South, and when Democrats were the party of Jim Crow. They were the party of segregation. They were the party of slavery. And that's something that it took a long time for that to die out. He served with guys like Strom Thurmond and some of the more radical racists, if you will. And another interesting thing, her father, put him back up there, was the mayor of Baltimore from 47 to 59. And in 1948, as soon as he got in office in his first term, he put up the Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee monuments in the city of Baltimore. Yes, the very statues that were taken down in the dark of night a couple of weeks ago, the very statues that Nancy Pelosi and other national Democrats are saying should be taken down immediately, were put up by none other than Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., a.k.a. Nancy Pelosi's dad. So then you have to ask yourself, are we erasing history because it's the right thing to do? Or are Democrats erasing history because they want to erase Democrat history so they can get votes for identity politics? I don't know. But the divide is real, and we're going to see what happens. We're up against a hard break. We're going to take a quick break and then say goodbye. Please stay with us for some final thoughts.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
And welcome back real quick as we close out the show. Remember, my name is Richie Stone. I was your guest host today for BKP. He will be back tomorrow. He's got some exciting stuff up in Blue Ridge that he's working on today. He will be back, like I said, tomorrow. And speaking of Blue Ridge, we will be there Friday over at Sycamore Crossing with all our rowdy friends. That's going to be a good one. Always is on Fridays. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us, chief@fetchernews.com. Call us, text us at 706-889-9700. We love your interaction. We love. We got a couple text messages that came in. We love when that comes. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you never miss a show. We got a minute or two left. I'm going to get back to. I'm sorry. Hurricane Harvey relief. I want to keep pushing that because it's such a big deal. We support Samaritan's Purse. If you want to reach out to them, Samaritan's Purse. Or Samaritan, is it Samaritan or Samaritans? I can't see from here.
With us, yes.
Yeah, Samaritan, that's what I thought. SamaritansPurse.org. Find out how to get involved. Like I said, we've got some other things we're working on maybe next week or the week after. Some stuff here locally in North Georgia that we're going to try to put together to help the folks out. Finally, we got 1 minute left. College football is back. For our friends out there in Vegas listening right now, watching right now, you know who you are. I got this for you. Take Florida State +7, take Florida +3.5, and Georgia -14.5. And upset special, Georgia Tech will beat Tennessee. I know they may not go over well up here, but hey, that triple option, man, might be tough for the boys up north that love to win at life. I am your guest host today, Richie Stone. Join us tomorrow here on FYNTV. Remember, check us out at FetcherNews.com where we're always breaking news. And have a wonderful Wednesday. We will see you in September. Have a good one.